Hey guys, so I'm sure you all can't really see the stack of books that's sitting next to me, but just imagine I'm sitting down and the books reach up to here. I have 31 books to talk about today, so we better go ahead and get started. Now this combination of books is from everything that I collected over October. That is the $75 I spent on books that I didn't know anything about. That is my Book of the Month Club order. That is also a BookOutlet order of 10 books. And I won a giveaway. So, I mean, this is insane. So the first few that I'm going to talk about are going to be from the $75 that I didn't know what any of them were. They're all just kind of mixed in. But I will attempt to tell you all when everything like switches into a different category. But again, these are all mixed up. I don't have a clue. So hopefully I can keep them all straight for you all. But first we're going to start with the books that I got for $75 and I didn't know what they were. This one is Lying in Wait by Liz Nugent. This is about a girl that goes, it's about a lady named Lydia that she thinks she lives the perfect life. She's got a husband, she's got an adoring little boy, but her husband is a judge and he accidentally kills a woman, but the only person who can really like tell them if it was an accident or not is their son. And I was super confused when I picked this up because I was like, that is not at all what I thought this was, but pretty interested. I do think I'm gonna enjoy this. The cover was really what sold me because I don't know, just the spooky like hand in the dirt just kind of looked pretty mysterious. This next one is Reboot by Amy Tintera. This is a super glossy cover. This is about a girl that she dies and then wakes up. 5 years ago I died, 178 minutes later I woke up. So this is about a girl that she is actually part of like almost like a cyborg type like army situation, and she is one of the ones that is training the new recruits, and I get the feeling that this is basically like, can you get back your humanity once you've died kind of thing, which it says fast-paced and thrilling. I devoured this book. I'll trust you, Veronica Rossi, but yeah, this book is old. It's like 2014, 15, I think. 2013, so it's even older than I thought. This next one is The Fair Fight by Anna Freeman. This is about two women from two totally different parts of society that are both trying to make a name for themselves and change their like situation in life. And there's one man in between that is trying to destroy both of their opportunities. So I'm pretty interested about this. I don't know. One's in a brothel, one's scarred by smallpox. I don't know. I've seen a rash of books lately that like characters are scarred by smallpox. And that seems like a really weird character trait, but I guess because more people are like writing about the 18th century. I don't know. But that's the second character in like a week I've heard about that has had smallpox scars. Another one is The Elizas by Sarah Shepard, and she's the one that wrote Pretty Little Lies. This is about a writer named Eliza that one night she falls from a balcony of a hotel, I think, and everybody thinks that she tried to commit suicide again. But she's convinced that she was pushed, and so it's basically like her trying to figure out, is there somebody else that's like coming after me? Am I just sabotaging myself? Am I actually going crazy? Which sounds super interesting. Plus this cover is absolutely gorgeous. So this one, I only got because it's a Thomas Harris book. I recognize his name because he's the one that wrote The Silence of the Lambs. But this is Carrie Mora, and this is basically about a woman that she curates like men's deepest, darkest secrets, which apparently oftentimes is like hunting down exotic animals, which I absolutely hate. So I'm really not sure if I'm actually going to end up reading this book, but I guess I'll give it a fair try. It kind of feels like that one book that I was forced to read in high school. It's like The Greatest Game or something. It's about a man that hunts down humans. I wonder if it says, no, it doesn't. But Thomas Harris is like this cute little old man, and I can't imagine that he writes stuff like this. But I mean, I guess Stephen King looks pretty average, and he writes some of the scariest books known to mankind. So I guess I really shouldn't doubt like cute little old men. This one is Thick as Thieves by Peter Spiegelman, and this is about a group of friends that they are all like cons, and they're trying to like pull off a heist, but their leader is mysteriously killed like I think it's like weeks before they do their heist. So one of the people in the group has to like basically become the leader, and this is a do or die situation that could end pretty badly should they fail. This sounds very Ocean 11-y, but not nearly as cool. I don't know. It says slick, sophisticated, and satisfying. This is a thriller fiction at its best. I don't know, we'll see. And then we have Bonfire by Krysten Ritter. She is actually an actress, and I did not know that when I picked this up. But this is about a woman that she is trying really hard to get away from her hometown, but a situation or a mystery pops up that brings her back, and it is tied to a mystery that happened when she was like a teenager. So it's basically her figuring out both mysteries at the same time. Now, this sounds pretty interesting. Definitely not at all what I thought it was when I picked it up, but sounds fun. This next one is The Assassin Game by Kirsten McKay. Now, I have already read this book and I did not like it. So this is actually going to be going back to McKay's, but this is about a high school that is basically like not stranded, but they're on an island off the coast of Wales, and it's full of gifted kids or rich kids that have like parents that want to send them to a gifted school. And during the fall semester, they have what they call the assassin game, where one person is the killer and they try to kill off all the other people that are in this society on the campus, but they have to do it in like really crazy creative ways. But this year it's starting to get a little bit more serious. There is also a childhood best friend that pops up out of nowhere that she hasn't seen since she was 8, and there's just all sorts of like crazy teenage angst, and I don't know. If you like that kind of stuff, great, but I didn't like this book, so it's going to be going back. So I'm immediately going to tell you I'm unhauling this book as well as hauling it in this video. The next one is City on Fire by Garth Risk Hallberg. This is a ginormous book about a bunch of kids who are part of like the punk scene. And there's also, I guess it's better to just read the back of this one because I still don't fully understand what's going on. New York City, 1976. Meet Reagan and William Hamilton Sweeney, estranged heirs and two one of the city's greatest fortunes. Keith and Mercer, the men who, for better or worse, love them. Charlie and Samantha, two suburban teenagers seduced by downtown's punk scene. An obsessive magazine reporter and his idealistic neighbor. And a detective trying to figure out what any of them has to do with a shooting in Central Park on New Year's Eve. I was not interested in this book at all when I first read that synopsis. But there's like all this mixed media stuff in the middle, and I'm really confused by all of it, and it makes me really want to read this. I don't know quite what this means, but hopefully I like it, maybe. So this next one is The Other Sister by Sarah Zettel. This is a book about two sisters. One is the good sister, one's the evil sister, but they live up on a hill in this big grandiose house. And people have often speculated how their mother mysteriously died, but no one knows that they also have a plan for their dad. I love the sound of this book. Now this cover is not very assuming at all. Like, I would not have picked this up on the cover alone, which, funny thing is, I did. I wouldn't usually pick this up based on the cover, but I don't know, just like the title, The Other Sister, and like all I had to read was this and I picked it up. It says Two Sisters, One Murder Plan. But yeah, I'm super intrigued by this and I'm really excited to get to it because this seems super interesting. This one is Grist Mill Road by Christopher J. Yates. This is about three teenagers back in like 82 that they commit a crime, they cover it up, and that kind of like bonds them for life. But like 30 years into the future, they all get back together because of unusual circumstances, and it brings them even closer together than they were in the 80s, and it's under even more unusual circumstances. Now, I do believe I had seen this cover before I bought it, but if I remember correctly, I have not heard about it until I did this video, but I am really intrigued by this. This one is Down Among the Dead Men by Peter Lovesey. Now this one is actually like the 13th book in a series, but I looked it up and I don't think you have to read them all in order. This is about an art teacher that goes missing and no one really seems to miss her, especially because her replacement is this like big hunky man, but it becomes really suspicious when she still just like does not show up. And on the flip side, a detective is dismissed from a case because he failed to get a DNA test done, and they send out another detective to kind of take over his place. Well, the detective that takes over realizes who the suspended officer is, and it's one of his closest friends and someone who doesn't make mistakes. So he starts trying to put two and two together that maybe these cases are connected. I really like detective novels, like I think they're super interesting, but these I had never heard of until I picked this one up. This is The Essex Serpent by Sarah Perry. This is about a woman who is basically trying to escape life, and she hears that the Essex Serpent, which is a mythological creature, has kind of returned, and she goes out in search of it. I know very little about this. It's like historical fiction, I guess. Sounds enchanting and charming, so can't wait. This one is Sunburn by Laura Lippman. Now, I have tried to read a Laura Lippman in the past and did not like it, so I'm hoping that I like this one, but it is about two strangers that meet in a bar in a town that neither of them are from. They both claim that they are just traveling through, they're not stopping, whatever, but I guess for some unknown romantic reason, both of them end up staying, but do they have secrets that they're keeping from each other? And which one has secrets that'll get revealed and are way worse than the other was anticipating? I am really excited about this. It sounds like the perfect beachy read, especially because it's called Sunburn, but I guess I'm gonna try and read it sometime this winter. Now this one I was really intrigued about. This is Second Street Station by Lawrence H. Levy. This is a Mary Handler novel or mystery, and it sounds very similar to the Veronica Speedwell series. It's got a domineering main character. She fights for what she believes is right. She goes out and solves mysteries, and if this is anything like Veronica Speedwell, I will absolutely love it. This is The Rumor by Leslie Cara. This is about a community that one of them starts a rumor that a notorious killer who committed a brutal crime as a child has been living a new life under an assumed identity in the seaside town that they live in. But who is the criminal hidden in their midst? No one is safe from suspicion. I am really intrigued by this. Again, sounds like a pretty beachy read, but again, I will probably read it this winter. Now, this is the last one from that video. So if this shows you how much money you can spend at a used bookstore and get a crazy amount of books, like this was 17 books on its own. But this is Crazy House by James Patterson and Gabrielle Charbonnet. Now the front says you can stop waiting for the next Hunger Games. Whatever. This is about two twins. One is the good twin, one is the bad twin. And the bad twin gets mysteriously taken in the middle of the night. The good twin is scrambling around trying to figure out what's going on, and the local government is not helping her at all. Meanwhile, the bad twin is in kind of an institution where she gets bullied and beaten up and just horrible things happening to her, basically to toughen her up and make her smarter. There are trigger warnings for sexual abuse, miscarriage, just, it's the worst. I have read this book already, did not like it, DNF'd it, couldn't stand it. I really don't suggest people reading this because I did not like it, and the way that it handled some of those like tougher topics really left a sour taste in my mouth. Now these next two are the books that I chose for my October Book of the Month Club, and I chose Fireborn by Rosaria Munda? Yeah. Now, this is about two characters that they grew up at the same orphanage, but they could not be any more different. One's family was executed by dragonfire, and the other was killed off by like revolutionaries. And the time that they live in, everybody, the aristocrats to the lowborn, finally get a chance to become dragon riders. And because these two were given the chance, they have fought their way up to the top of the regime. However, when war kind of brews in the horizon, they have to decide who's going to be top. Are they going to save each other? Are they going to kill off the only family that they know to survive? It sounds like a very touching, very rough story, but I'm very intrigued, and I do believe this is a debut novel. But yeah, also how gorgeous is this? And like, I compliment it pretty well. Like, I know I'm not red, but the yellow like looks really good with this. And this is the other book that I got, and that is The Whisper Man by Alex North. This is about a man that after the sudden death of his wife, he tries to like bring a new fresh start for him and his son, and they move to a new town. However, the town that he moves to has a very dark past. There was a serial killer who killed 5 residents of the city, and he was dubbed the Whisper Man because he would come to your window at night and whisper to lure you out of your house. But when Tom and his son move in, a little boy vanishes, and it starts to kind of resemble the way the Whisper Man used to lure out his victims. But the local detectives have to try and figure out, like, okay, who's doing this? What's going on? We need to stop them before it becomes another Whisper Man, even if that means they have to visit the original Whisper Man in the jail. But things are more dire than they seem because the little boy starts hearing whispers outside his window. I am so scared of this book. This sounds amazing, but also very terrifying. Now, this book I just got like at McKay's on a whim, probably very early October, and that is The Magnolia Sword, and it's a Ballad of Mulan by Sherry Thomas. This is basically a retelling of the Mulan story that we all know and love. I'm really excited about this. This is fairly new, and it was at McKay's for like $5, I think. So of course I had to pick it up. Can you all see the little stack that's like building next to me? This is where I'm putting all of them after I'm done like talking about them. It's insane how many books, because I haven't even gotten to this book outlet order yet. Now this is another book that I got at McKay's, and I know very little about it, and that is The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender by Leslie Walton. I know that this is about a girl that has wings. Foolish love appears to be the Rowe family birthright, which casts an ominous fate for its most recent progeny, twins Ava and Henry Lavender. Henry is mute for much of his young life, and Ava, in all other ways, is a normal girl, but she's born with wings of a bird. At 16, sheltered Ava delves into her family's past and ventures into the wider world, ill-prepared for what she might discover and naive to the twisted motives of others. So yeah, sounds really sad, but really cute and awesome at the same time. And of course, I've heard a million people talk about this and absolutely love it. Now, this is the book that I won in the Turning the Pages giveaway on Instagram, and that is Kill Creek by Scott Thomas. I couldn't remember his name. I know nothing about this. Like, she just told me that it was gothic horror, that it was terrifying, that it was amazing, and that because I liked Lock Every Door that I would like this. It's supposed to be a simple publicity stunt. 4 famous horror authors spending the night in one of the world's most notorious haunted houses. What did you send me? This is super exciting. Sounds right up my alley. I love this. This will probably be my Halloween read. So thanks for hooking me up with this one. Now I am finally on to the Book Outlet order, and my face hurts so much from talking. This is the 3rd video I'm filming today, so like my face is exhausted. Now this one is The Antidote by Shelley Sacklier. It's a gorgeous cover. I know nothing about this. Let's see. There's only knowledge, precious wisdom, painstaking accounts of herbal remedies, and long practiced techniques handed down from healer to apprentice since the beginning of time. Fee knows this just as certainly as she knows that her magic must be kept a secret. But the Crown Prince Zavi, Fee's best friend and the only source of comfort, is sick. So sick and so frustratingly incurable that Fee can barely contain the magic laying dormant inside her. She could use it, just a little, to heal him, but magic comes at a deadly cost and attracts those who would seek to snuff it out forever. Huh. Sounds pretty interesting. I guess that's probably why I picked it. I don't know, does the inside... The cover of this book is a completely different color. Ooh! Look at how pretty that is. Yeah, this sounds super interesting. Really happy I put it in my box. Stack is getting ridiculous. This next one is The Afterlife of Holly Chase by Cynthia Hand. This is basically a story of the ghosts of Christmas past, right? On Christmas Eve 5 years ago, Holly was visited by 3 ghosts who showed her how selfish and spoiled she'd become. They tried to convince her to mend her ways. She didn't, and then she died. Now she's stuck working for the top secret company Project Scrooge as the latest ghost of Christmas past. So far, Holly's afterlife has been miserable, but this year's Scrooge is about to change everything. Obviously, I'm going to be reading this around Christmas time. That sounds perfect. Also, look at, okay, this cover. Like, the spine, beautiful. The back, gorgeous. Like, yes. Okay. I know that the hardcover of these is absolutely gorgeous, but this paperback is way more practical because it's not got the like, I'm gonna leave fingerprints everywhere kind of cover that the hardback does. This is There's Someone Inside Your House by Stephanie Perkins. Now, I liked the Anna and the French Kiss. I only liked Anna and the French Kiss. I didn't like the other ones. So apparently if it's Stephanie Perkins and it's pink, that's my jam. This says it's been almost a year since Makani Young came to live with her grandmother, but she's still adjusting to her new life in rural Nebraska. Then one by one, the students of her high school begin to die in a series of gruesome murders, each with increasing and grotesque flair. As the body count rises and the terror grows closer, will Makani survive the killer's twisted plan? Now, I have heard that this book is not very good, but this does sound like it's along the same lines as like 10 or #murder trending, so this may just be my weird brand of YA thriller. Now this one is The Lies Will Kill You by Chelsea Pitcher. The only thing that I know is the inside cover that says, 1 year ago there was a party. At the party, someone died. I don't want to know anything else about it. The cover looks like Post-it notes. I think it is supposed to be Post-it notes. Oh, no, it's supposed to be envelopes. Anyway, that dark is really hard to see. Anyway, I'm really excited about this. I think this is another YA thriller. Oh, Tell the Truth or Face the Consequences. Intriguing. Can you tell I'm just starting to get tired talking about these books? This is so many. Like, I think this is definitely probably the biggest haul I've ever had. This next one is Lifelike by Jay Kristoff, which I'm pretty sure is all about like robots and cyborgs. Your body is not your own. Your mind is not your own. Your life is not your own. It seems like everybody wants a piece of Eve. There's the menacing stranger in the long black trench coat stalking her every move. There's the fanatical gang determined to hunt her down because they think she can control machines with her mind. And then there's the lifelike, Ezekiel, the stunningly handsome, not quite human that Eve pulls from the wreckage at a crash site. Ezekiel claims to know her and whispers impossible secrets in her ear about a past she never lived. Soon Eve is on the run from all of them with her best friend Lemon Fresh in tow. Eve thinks she wants the truth, but what she finds might destroy her. Okay, I'm down except for one of the characters' names is Lemon Fresh. It'll probably make more sense later, but this sounds super interesting. Of course it's Jay Kristoff, so like, why would I not pick it up? Okay, these last 5 I'm gonna get through really quickly because this video has gone on way too long. So this next one is To Kill a Kingdom by Alexandra Christo. I believe this is like a siren, almost like a Little Mermaid type situation. Prince Lear is siren royalty. Oh yeah, she has to kill something. And the most lethal of them all, with a heart of 17 princes. They have to kill princes. That's right. Okay. Yeah, it's about sirens who have to kill princes. So there's that. This is called Amy, Chelsea, Stacy, D by Mary G. Thompson. This is about girls that were kidnapped at a young age. And yeah, kidnapped when they were just girls. Amy and her cousin D have been missing for 6 long years. Then one day, a 16-year-old Amy steps off the bus and back into her old life without D. Amy won't talk about where she's been, what happened to her, or even what became of Dee, much to the frustration of her family. Though Amy has a reason for keeping her past a secret, she knows the only way to move forward is to return to her past, and that means risking everything, including her own life. Now this is by... Thanks, BookOutlet. There's a big fat Walmart sticker on the front of it. Oh! Oh, my soul hurts. Okay. Well, this is hideous and I apologize, but this is Crenshaw by Katherine Applegate. This is the same lady that wrote The One and Only Ivan. I absolutely loved that book, so I know I'll love this one. And from the front, I'm gonna guess it's about a kid with his giant imaginary cat friend. This one is The Lies They Tell by Gillian French. And ooh, it says a little bit Gatsby, a little bit The Girl on the Train, an absolutely propulsive storyline. Intrigued. Cover's beautiful also, so that helps. And then this last one I'm kind of embarrassed about. I think you all have probably seen me haul this in the past, and that is Undead Girl Gang by Lily Anderson. I didn't think I liked this book. I didn't think I would ever return to it, or let alone buy it again. But after reading These Witches Don't Burn, I have to give this another try. Both about lesbian witches, and this one's about a girl that accidentally brings her best friend and a whole bunch of other people back to life, trying to figure out who murdered her best friend. So, yeah. I'm gonna reread this and give it another try, because I do feel like I very unfairly DNF'd it. Especially after reading These Witches Don't Burn, I have to give this one another shot. So yeah, you all can see the massive pile of books next to me. I bought a lot this month. I'm gonna wrap this video up really quickly. If you all would like to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, or Goodreads, that is where I will be posting about all of these books and what I'm thinking about them. Do tell me down in the comments below if you've read any of these, or if you wish that I would stop buying so many books, because I'm sure my bank account would tell me to stop. But anyway, if you want pretty nails like mine, please do check out my Color Street link down below. That is how I fund my reading addiction, and that really helps this channel. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye!